The day is done. The final transaction is closed, the systems are shut down, and the staff has officially logged off. And then, right on cue, someone walks up and starts pulling on the handle. When you see a late customer demanding service at a locked door, your first instinct might be to let them in. But caving to that demand validates the customer's entitlement while treating the staff's personal life as entirely optional. To solve this, you need a repeatable system. We call it the after-hours boundary protocol, a precise set of steps and specific verbal scripts to firmly deny late pickups. This protocol protects your evening while actively training your client base to respect your operating hours and professional standards. Let's walk through exactly how to do it. Step 1 happens entirely in your head. When an advisor sees a customer waving at them through the glass, the immediate internal reaction is guilt. You feel like you are failing to help someone in need. To drop that guilt, you have to understand the logic loop happening on the other side of the door. The customer sees a building, they see their vehicle, and they see you inside. To them, the business is a vending machine that should still dispense on demand. The advisor's reality is entirely different. You are legally off the clock. You have daycares that charge late fees, medical appointments to reach, and a personal life waiting at home. When contrasting these mindsets, the imbalance is obvious. The late arrival expects you to pause your life simply because they failed to manage their schedule. This is where advisors often falter. The customer delivers a tragic backstory about heavy traffic or a long day at work, but a failure to account for traffic does not create an operational emergency for the staff. Once you recognize that a late arrival is driven by entitlement rather than a true emergency, the mental trap disappears. You can enforce your boundaries without feeling any personal guilt. Now that the mental boundary is set, step 2 shifts to the physical boundary. You must use the unarguable realities of your building and software as a shield against customer demands. A customer will inevitably ask if you can just grab the keys. They assume it is a single action. In reality, retrieving a vehicle requires breaking a strict chain of operational dependencies. This diagram shows exactly how those dependencies operate. Notice releasing a key is tied directly to a final payment. Following the chain, payment requires point-of-sale software. At closing time, those systems shut down. The conclusion is rigid. No transaction, and the car stays locked. To maintain this physical boundary, you must follow one critical rule. Never unlock the door to just talk. The moment you crack that door open, you have compromised the boundary and invited negotiation. Grounding your refusal in these objective, physical constraints helps redirect the interaction. You aren't choosing to be difficult. You are simply stating the reality that the necessary systems are no longer available. Sometimes you are caught outside or forced to answer a ringing line. Step 3 covers the exact verbal tactics you need to handle that interaction. The goal here is firm empathy. Your tone should project genuine understanding of their frustration, while your words maintain absolute steel in enforcing the closing time. Here is the exact script you use. Memorize it. I understand it's frustrating. Our systems are closed, and we can't release vehicles after hours. We'll take care of you as soon as we open. Do not apologize for the time on the clock. Do not over-explain how the point-of-sale software works, and never offer to bypass the system to just grab their keys. Sticking rigidly to this script prevents you from accidentally improvising. If you try to negotiate, the customer will find a compromise, and the entire protocol collapses. Step 4 is directed straight at management. The strongest frontline script is entirely useless if leadership does not back it up. The biggest threat to this protocol is the hero manager. This is the leader who caves to a complaining customer just to make peace, sacrificing the advisor's authority and personal time in the process. This chart shows the long-term damage of a just this once exception. Once a manager overrides the system, the volume of late arriving customers spikes upward. You actively train people to ignore your closing times. True leadership empathy starts internally. It requires supporting your staff's right to clock out and enforcing the policy universally across the board. If management turns rigid operating hours into a mere suggestion, they destroy the protocol. Worse, they permanently damage the morale and trust of their own team. Let's review the protocol. 1. Neutralize guilt. 2. Anchor to physical systems. 3. Use firm empathy. 4. Leadership holds the line. Consistently executing these 4 steps yields a clear operational result. Your client base learns the boundaries, they adjust their planning, and they learn to respect your actual operating hours. Remember, your posted hours are not rough estimates. You are allowed to let the lock do its job. You do not owe late customers your evening. You owe yourself the right to have one. The systems are off, clock out, and go home.
Transform your business today. Pick up your guide to customer service by Brandon Eagle. Available on Amazon, paperback,